going on, Keto fam? So I just wanted to make this video real quick to talk about a subject that I feel some people get a little bit confused about or have questions about a lot, and that is when it comes to having our leafy greens when it comes to the keto diet. So obviously not all carbs are created equal. In fact, there are certain carbs that we definitely do need for proper nutrition and proper digestion. Now, when we think about essentials, we know that there are essential proteins. We know that there are essential fats. There is technically no such thing as an essential carbohydrate. However, while doing keto, it's still extremely important that we have proper nutrition and that we do have certain carbohydrates in the forms of leafy greens and then also avocados. So I want to talk a little bit about why they're important and what you should be eating to get your proper full range of nutrition while doing keto. Now, a lot of people freak out when they see certain carb counts from certain leafy green vegetables. They wanted to just have almost zero carbs and try to be as anti-carb as possible. And I see that a lot when it comes to newbie people with keto who just maybe aren't 100% sure on the proper carb ratio. Now, they also forget that we have the dietary fiber. So for example, an avocado might have, on face value, might look like it's fairly high in carbohydrates. You should probably only really be eating about half of an avocado per meal anyways. But when you're looking at the dietary fiber and you're looking at the total net carbs, and keep in mind, these type of carbohydrates are also very different than the carbohydrates that you would get from, say, like a baked potato. Another thing that I like about adding these kind of vegetables, and I'll give a list because there's a lot of them, but I like adding these because it kind of helps break up the monotony. You know, sometimes, don't get me wrong, I love bacon. I could eat bacon every single day. But if all I had was a plate of bacon, I'd probably get a little bored of it. I like variety and I like cooking. You know, for example, I like bacon, but sometimes I might want to have some eggs and spinach. Or for dinner or lunch, maybe you want to have a zucchini lasagna. It's a really cool way to make fun recipes and to keep it interesting. So as promised, here's a list. I'm going to put it in the description below, but real quick, here's a list of just some of the veggies that I would suggest having while on a keto diet. And yes, I understand that an avocado is technically a fruit. Now let's talk nutrients. Now, a lot of these vegetables that we've mentioned here are going to be pretty high in your vitamin A, vitamin C, your potassium, and then of course your dietary fiber. So that's already an awesome reason to eat them because, again, I love bacon, but bacon is going to be primarily our protein and our fats. We still need to get a lot of our vitamins. If you're taking a multivitamin, then that's great. I would also recommend, if you have a hard time getting in a lot of vegetables for whatever reason, you can pick up something like a greens powder. I actually have some, I just don't have it with me, sorry. So for now, this will have to do. But your Amazing Grass or some of the other greens powders, really good way of maybe adding that to a shake. They taste pretty awful by themselves, so I wouldn't suggest just having it in water unless you're a trooper like that. Something else is really cool is broccoli. If broccoli is not already a main staple for you on the keto diet, definitely add that in there. There have been studies done that have shown some links that broccoli in diets can actually help with insulin resistance in type 2 diabetics. And asparagus has actually been shown in certain studies to help with anxiety and our overall brain health. So I guess mom was right about eating our vegetables. Fiber. Fiber is a very important thing in any diet, but especially on keto. A lot of people who are new to the keto diet, one of the big complaints I usually hear from them is constipation. Now, there are people who might have the opposite end of the spectrum where they just can't stop having BMs. That means in case you didn't know. But for people who have constipation issues, almost 9 times out of 10 I can tell right away that it's because they're not getting the right kind of fiber in their body. So when we think fiber, there's two main fibers. We have your soluble and your insoluble. Your soluble fiber is the kind that dissolves in water and then it thickens. This one's been shown to help with your overall cholesterol, actually lowering your cholesterol and lowering your glucose levels. So again, super awesome for keto. Now, your insoluble fiber is the fiber that we just cannot digest. It goes straight through the body. That is going to help you with your bowel movements, with preventing the constipation. And that also is going to overall help during digestion, which again is very important while we're doing keto. So from examples, I would say get some like psyllium husk powder for your soluble fiber. There are some natural sources that you can find in certain veggies. Some of them are not keto approved though. And then your insoluble fiber, probably for keto, one of the main things you're having for that is your cauliflower. So if you're doing cauliflower rice, cauliflower mash, you're already getting that awesome fiber. So the next time you're meal prepping, or so the next time that you're making even just a quick snack, I want you to remember to add color to your plate, especially if that color is green. Having the leafy greens, the vitamins, the nutrients, the fiber that's in it is essential when doing any diet, but especially a ketogenic diet. You also, as always, initiate, dedicate, decimate.